His most recent win at the KLM Open put Pieters in the top 100 on the world golf rankings.
And Thomas Pieters.
Thomas Pieters is back at golf's top table.
I love it. I love being on the fall races. The first moment I got behind the wheel of the car, it was the biggest rush I've ever had. Yeah, it's kind of addictive, like you want to keep doing it. So the first time I was behind the wheel of the race car, it was the biggest rush I've ever had. You were on such a high, and then you drive home, or the next day, I felt like super down almost. It was the coolest thing ever, and yeah, it's kind of addictive. Like you want to keep doing it.
About 25 years ago, we went to see a team. It was a dad with his 3 kids. They did the 25 hours of Spa in this type of car, and I think we were about, was it then 12 and 8, and we said then like one day we want to do it.
I would follow Formula 1 or motorsport, but not like super into it, but I knew I want to do it myself.
And then a year ago, or a past year, like one of those guys, like the kids said, let's join us for a karting race. So we did it. Like a month later, we tried out in one of those cars, and then we got hooked. So we pulled in one of our friends. We said, let's just try it out.
And 2 years ago, I bought my brother a race car for his birthday. And then it was like, hey, what are we gonna do with this? So
we bought 2 cars. We now bought a garage. So we're very deep into the whole sport by now.
My brother and then our other friend Steph, we've just had this WhatsApp group for a long time. Since we're all really tall, somebody joked that we were like the Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman. I mean, that has nothing to do with basketball, but that was our profile picture on WhatsApp. And then, you know, when you start a racing team, what's our name? And it was kind of logic. Yeah. My brother and I were best friends, we're super close. And I think we just kind of made a point of doing stuff like this together. I think when you work really hard and you know, you start earning money and whatever, that's not the reason. I think like experiences, that's what like stays in your head forever. So I think doing more stuff like this would be a goal in life. Yeah. It's so different. Like your mindset on the golf course, you can talk yourself into bad stuff so often because you've got so much time. Racing, it's just like reacting. I remember this instance where there was an accident in front of me and this car comes to a complete standstill and you have to swerve it at the last minute. And it's crazy how your brain and your reaction just does it. That's not golf.
Would the racing affect gameplay? Absolutely. He's sitting down, and mind you, it's a Volkswagen Bug. He's what, 6'3", 6'4". He's not a small guy. Watching them get in and out when they change drivers or ripping them out of the cars, there's a lot of things that could potentially go wrong. So making sure that his hip flexors, rotating muscles are allowing his body to do what he's going to do this week was vital for me being there.
Our main goal was to finish the race. I mean, we were rookies, so we didn't really know what to expect.
First of all, it's the biggest and the longest race on earth. So it's 25 hours, all the rest is 24 hours. It's very epic because it's on a legendary racetrack here in Spa. 125 cars on track, battling with the same power. Everything is the same on the car. So it's really the driver that makes the difference.
One of the hardest parts is just finishing the race because so much people crash during 25 hours. So we are with a team called SGRT. They have about 8 or 10 mechanics for 2 cars. And then every team has a principal that is on the radio, looking at your times, looking at when you need to get gas, looking at getting instructions from race commission, and they're constantly kind of communicating with you to give you instruction.
So for us, the most important thing is to read the race and decide when we need to refuel, because the car doesn't show how much fuel is left in the tank. So we have to track every lap to see how much fuel there is left, and then we can estimate the fuel level and decide when we need to refill.
The whole preparation in front of a race, getting a car spec'd out, making sure it runs perfectly, I think that's all the prep work that the mechanics do, and it makes sure that we get a beautiful race to run. So a big thanks always to the mechanics and just the race directors.
Going into the race, I wasn't quite sure, you know, what it would be like. You know, you got Formula One, NASCAR, like they're the top. Like, where does this kind of fall into that? Is it just a couple guys getting in a car on a weekend and driving and racing? And I was actually kind of blown away by the fact that they have a commissioner, the teams. We had like 4 or 5 paddocks. We had our own personal chef. He had his own team with the monitors on call with the guys in the car the whole time. So I was actually overly surprised by that, and I really genuinely enjoyed it.
Yes, so we have here one screen, that's the whole track. So when during the race, we can all see the cars driving, so we can follow where the car is on the track. So it's easy to follow them.
Yeah, so it was the first time we drove 25 hours in a row. That, and on its own, it's something unique, something special. What stood out the most for me was just the nights. Because the circuit is pitch black, because Spa-Francorchamps is in the woods. So even if you're on, of course there's 115 cars on track, so you're always fighting. And you have these big LED bars in front of you, so if there's cars behind, you're just blinded by those lights. But once you're alone, you can't even see the corner. So you're going about max 195 kilometers an hour. But when you approach like a corner, you can't even see it, so you have to drive close to the side so you see the white line, and when the curve starts, so you know when to brake. It feels a bit dangerous, but on the other end, it feels super peaceful. So that feeling for me was magic. When my stint ended, I just got out of the car with a big smile and said, like, this is probably the best thing I've ever done in my life.
The biggest challenge of the race was just keeping the car on track for 25 hours. We drove in the rain for about 19 to 20 hours, and like heavy rain. So, you know, you've got spray, you've got a curtain of rain in front of you when you're driving, you know, 5 inches like behind the car in front of you, and you can't see crap.
I think about 1 o'clock at night, Thomas got hit by a car.
Yeah. Apparently, the guys were fighting. One lost control, hit him in the back, pushed him, broke the rear, pushed him in the gravel. He was able to get out, but I think now we have to fix the whole car.
You can see, like, you know, he got bumped in and the car, there's a little bit of an accident, and he was genuinely mad. He was upset that somebody hit him.
Oh man, I was shouting, I was cursing. The girl in my ear was like, oh, stay calm.
And the whole back of his car was broken. So he comes in, there's just 6 people just jumping on that car, fixing it with duct tape and tie wraps as fast as they can. So I think we lost about 7 minutes, and then we went back on. We never had an issue again.
Hey guys, quick update. We had some damage to the car, but we're making up ground. One of the drivers is doing a really good stint. We're in 62nd position and going up, so yeah.
What it felt like to finish the race, I remember the last 10 minutes were, although I wasn't in the car, it was nerve-wracking because you're like, anything could go wrong still. And then when you finally passed the finish line, it was a big relief. Yeah.
Being able to to finish that race. I'm super lucky. Like the team said, like you can finish. It's one of your dreams. So finish the race. Just going over the finish after 25 hours just feels amazing.
We started 103rd out of 115, I think it was, or 118, and we finished 55th. So we were very happy. When you know there's like professional drivers at the front end, guys that have done it for 20 years, and then it's us the first year. You know, whatever the placement is, but we were just proud of ourselves to finish it.
So what's the mindset change? How can you like walk in this week?
I'm replaying all these memories from last week. I don't know, I'm having so much fun like on and off the golf course. I'm just gonna enjoy it this week. I mean, I'm hitting it well, I'm playing pretty decent at the moment, so it's not a track I've played well at in the past, but we gotta turn it around at some point.
I think it would be amazing, like we accomplished something pretty cool on track. It would be nice now to come here completely relaxed, maybe some sore shoulders from all the braking, but then just compete here and just perform and maybe break the tradition of not performing here, as he said. Well, let's see. Like if he feels relaxed, if he feels good, he's a good player, so he'll take care of it.
My goal this week, my buddies have been sending me memes and stuff from last year, how shitty I've done at this event. So I told them if I finish in the points, I'll personally bring them a case of beer next week.
The LIV Golf League begins the European swing of the 2025 season. Real Club Valderrama welcomes the best field in the game for the third time.
Beautiful, this part of the clubhouse, isn't it? Like the history in that.
Thomas Pieters at 5. Very difficult to claw things back here at Valderrama.
Similarities between golf and racing are, I think, you get to a certain level. If you're an athlete, you'll get to a certain level pretty quick. The gap between like the really good drivers and us, that'll take years and years. And I think it's the same with golf. Like you can get, you know, to a 5 or 6 handicap, but then between that and the pros, it's just light years. It's just having the balls to take corners flat out and stuff. Like, I do it as a hobby. I don't want to kill myself. So there's a big gap that maybe I'll never reach, which is fine, but I just enjoy doing it.
It is Super Saturday at LIV Golf Andalusia at the legendary Real Club Valderrama.
So what people don't know about Thomas, I think he's a big team player. He wants people to perform at the highest level. While the race is going or while the tournament is going, it's just supporting each other to perform better. But then in the end, it's just breaking balls because you beat each other.
Yeah, Thomas is a fun-loving, energetic guy, and I absolutely love being around him. Whether it's the 4 races and the camaraderie that he has amongst the teammates, or the camaraderie he has with his brother and his best friends growing up that were his teammates for the race. Thomas is the same person on the golf course as he is on the track. He's a competitor at his own. And like I said, and I'll say this over and over again, if he wasn't a professional golfer, he'd be a professional athlete in a different arena because he's very athletic, but also his mentality, the space between his ears, he's competitive, right? He wants to get in that car, he wants to win, right? He wants to push the car, his body, everything to the max so that he can perform optimally, right? And that's what it's all about.
It's a good balance between like competitive sportsmanship, but also feeling like a family and getting together. And you want to beat them, but you want them to perform well because it also makes you perform better.
This is day 3 of LIV Golf Andalusia.
In the golf world is a little bit misunderstood because of his angry, you know, and he's like, oh. In the racing, he's just like having fun and cheering, and he always, also in the car, he will be like, oh, you idiot, but then it's like, damn, well, f it, let's go.
Thomas, at the end of the day, is just a very extremely passionate and competitive guy. Right, so you see those moments where he's angry at himself for hitting the ball incorrectly or doing, you know, not hitting it where he wanted, whatever. And you get those moments and you see it on TV, you see it on social media, but at the end of the day, that's not him. to his core. He's just a passionate, competitive guy, and he's going to go out there and compete as best as he can. And listen, when you're playing a sport where it's mostly played in your mind, it could be easy to get distracted and throw a club and be mad at yourself, but he's a passionate guy.
I mean, finishing second to last and third to last the last 2 years wasn't, I wouldn't say the course suited me, so I'm kind of happy I've played well this week, and I owe 3 of my friends a case of beer because I said if I finish in the points, they could get a case of beer because they didn't believe I could do it.
Of course, I'm incredibly proud what this guy has accomplished. He's been hustling, training since he was 6 years old, and I think that's not what people see often. They only see when they end up on tour. So I've seen his whole journey, and I'm being, of course, as a brother, you're super proud at the level that he plays.
What would you tell Thomas if you could tell him one thing?
Just be yourself. That's all. Don't grow above you. Just be 2 foot on the ground and be yourself, just like he was always.
The next thing what we're going to do with Big Tree Racing is just keep racing this series because it's so raw and pure. There's a lot of really good drivers that drive these series just to have fun or just to practice. So we want to keep racing this series. Maybe race more series, more races during the years. They're going international. They're going to South Africa next year. They're going to Daytona the year after. So we might want to see if we can do those 2, and then maybe later on just maybe drive other cars. Let's see where it takes us.
Nobody deserves anything in this world. Everything that we get is earned. And I think Thomas is putting in the work to earn a victory, and I do feel like that's coming. The skill's there. The stuff that he needs to kind of hone in on is the mental aspect of the game, and I think he's putting in the work. He's got his mental coach to work on those things. But does he deserve to win? No, I think he'll do everything he can to earn that victory, and that's how I genuinely feel.
Tell me, how happy are you with your current place in life and where everything's taking you so far?
Currently, I'm pretty happy with my life. I just completed my first 25-hour race, playing golf on LIV. There's a lot to be happy about, and I am, so thank you. It's a great question, Antonio.